Welcome back to this live session, NY session for Friday. A pretty volatile day coming up, another high impact news along with this one in the next session. Let's look at the market to see potential trading opportunity, how the price is doing here in the market. We can see that currently it's Friday. We have two high impact news coming in just a matter of 15 minutes. Core retail sales and retail sales, including also there are two later coming in just a matter of 2 hours. Preliminary UOM consumer sentiment as well as inflation expectation, followed by tentative Trump will speak, and once President Trump will speaks, there will be definitely volatility in the market, and that we can see the reflection on gold. We had just a few minutes ago, there is a trade opened on gold that has successfully closed on gold, and which is currently moving and trending currently at the moment. And what do we see in this market? That the market is from the bigger picture in a trend. What we can see from the lower time frame perspective as well, there is a significant trend in the market. And if you look at the 30 minutes, you can see the price from that level. There is a sharp rejection currently from the top. We see that there was a breakout structure to the upside here. The market has broken this important trend, and from the trend, the price has rejected back below with a stronger momentum here. And that being said, you can see from here, this trade just a couple of minutes ago we have secured on the premium group. Before coming on live, it appeared. Still, we see the market is trending. We can enter again with another entry as soon as we see the market has shown that pattern. Currently, we see there is a breakup structure here, and after the breakup structure, market again started to trend back down here. And what you can see here with this breakdown in this market, currently having the trend, and the price is maintaining that downtrending market structure here. And in the downtrending market structure with this 10 and 20 MA crossover on the lower time frame, the market is having, we can see that potentially bearish move here in this market. So that being said, lower time frame price action, we can see the market is in a downtrend, and we can see the price is maintaining that bearish market structure. From here, we see the price has broken back below. We may see the market to continue to trend back down here to this support level. And with the support, what do we see? The market is moving back here potentially to this long-term support level. Let's look at how the price is doing currently, as we have just secured one trade here, expecting further entry opportunity after another pullback. It might go back here again to the resistance. Let's see, as coming up in few minutes, just a matter of 12 minutes, if the spike taking that price back to this daily high, we will be looking to trade to the daily low. Guys, this is an incredible trading opportunity coming up as Friday. Just make sure that any trade that you are opening, doing the proper risk management, which is key here to look at. Now that being said, I'm looking at in this market at the moment, just to make sure that the stream is going well. The screen is white or black. Can you give a feedback on the live chat that you can see me and hear me? The stream is going well, so that we can begin the full multi-time frame analysis, guys, here to have another incredible trading day to see how we can maximize our learning and growing as a trader. That being said, let's begin today's session with a positive expectation to have a better trading opportunity. We see that this market, this is a channel, this is a bearish channel that we can see on gold, and that bearish channel could potentially be breaking below here. This is what we're looking at to see how the market gave us the entry opportunity, as there is a breakup structure here that you can see the previous session, and that breakup structure that you have seen in this market, where the market has moved back to the upside, and that move that we can see in this market has reached that level and then started to come back here below. Now, there are many important factors that you can look at in this market for next entry. This entry, just we have secured a trade a couple of minutes ago on gold, and that trade also we'll be looking at to see what was the logic and the strategy behind it. As if you closely look at it, you can see the market from this higher time frame, the price has just broken that below here. Now at the moment, what you can see, this is the 5-minute chart. The market is still maintaining a downtrending market structure here. And in the downtrend, as if you look at here, you can see 5 minutes, just the market has crossed from this 10 and 20 EMA. If you look at the 30 minutes, you can see also crossed from 10 and 20 EMA, which is a typical bearish market structure. Therefore, lower time frame price action is showing that the market may potentially remain here bearish to this support level. This is a previous support here, which you can see from this level. From that zone has got back below in that direction. So let's see that what is the next trade that we can look for here, as currently the market on a pullback after this 4-hour drop that you can see from here, after cross of this high, after cross of this session's high from this 10 EM area on 4-hour, the market has just been rejected back below. That drop may lead the price potentially back to this daily support level. Now current 1-hour candle, you can see from this zone the market has rejected back below, and it may potentially come down here to this support level that you're expecting for the market to trend and then to continue to drop to this level here. And that being said, let's wait for the price to show up its hand. At the moment it's on a pullback. That pullback may take that price again back to the upside. If it goes back to the upside with this 5 minutes move, yeah, definitely I will be looking for selling again, as this market is showing that typical downtrending market structure here. And if we look at here on the lower time frame, we can see the market is on a pullback here, is going back to this resistance line. If it goes there for another retest, that's where you can look for another sell entry in this market. Here is the move that we can see on gold, and that move may lead that price possibly to that level where there is a high liquidity. And as the trend that you can see in this channel, this is a channel which is typically bearish in this market, and as there is a breakup structure here with this trend, that breakup structure may bring that price back to this support level here. Let's wait for the market to show up its hand. This is the 1-minute chart where 10 and 20 EMA crossed over from each other, and it is 10 and 20 EMA crossed over from each other. We see there is a 1-minute rejection again, and whenever the market is going up, we see that there is a sharp rejection back below. Here is the market trying to pull back to the upside here, and with this pullback that you can see the price possibly retest and then to return again back below in that direction. Here's the market structure that you can see. Currently the price is pushing back, and with this move, what we can expect for the market to trend, retest, and then to return again to this support level here in this market. Back to back 2 5 minutes long wick candle formation here. Let's wait for the market to show up. And that's where there is a long wick with this back to back 2 long wick candle, and expecting the market to trend back up here for another retest and then to return again to this support level here in this market. We see there is a pullback to the upside potentially, and then pullback from this pullback to return again back to this support level. If we look at the 30 minutes, that you can see the market from this resistance line. When we are looking at the 30 minutes, we see that there is a sharp drop from this key resistance line, and that drop, if we look at also the higher time frame and the lower time frame combining together, showing a potential stronger downtrending market structure here in this instrument. So 5 minutes price action also showing bearish pattern, and 1 minute chart also showing that the market crossed that high multiple times. This is a stronger liquidity grab, and for me to enter with all of you guys together is to look for a stronger rejection from this resistance line. This is the 15 minutes high here, current sessions high, current 15 minutes sessions high, which is the candle is closing in 3 minutes time. We might see the price to go back again for another potentially retest and then to return back again to this support level. There is a market trying to push back to the upside here, another move, and that's where if the price is going to retest that level, we will be looking to sell. As we see, there is a multiple rejection from the top can give this market to return again back to this support level, and that's an important level that you can look for in this market. 5 minutes price action again trying to reject back from this high. There is a rejection from the top. Is the market trying to break below? Is the market trying to break below here in that area, expecting this market to continue to trend back down to this support level? Welcome. What is your news analysis? We have 2 minutes to go for the news. What's your view on that? Let's start with the poll to understand what the community is thinking. What is your view on this? Also putting as a DXY. Share your opinion on the pool, that to see if the news is bringing the price back to the upside or downside in terms of DXY. If we look at, we see there is a bounce on dollar yen for a potential pullback to the upside, and dollar yen might go back up for another retest of this key level from the lower time frame, which might be going to touch this 4-hour resistance line, and that could be an important zone that we can look for potential sell entry on dollar yen. What I think dollar yen might be catching that move back below here after this retest. Along with dollar yen, looking at XAUUSD on gold, we can see that from this high the market has managed to break below here. Currently we see there's a 5 minutes chart that look at to see that the data how it has been appeared here on this lower time frame, XAUUSD and DXY. So there is a core retail sales 0.3% was forecast, revealed 0.3%, and the other one is 0.6% but dropped to 0.5%, which might be weakening potentially DXY. We see some upside here on the lower time frame, which is bringing that DXY push back to the upside for a pullback. And DXY, we have seen there was significant drop from the daily as well, which is in a sharp downtrend here, and I think that DXY may possibly continue to trend back below, which might lead that AUD/USD to be bullish, and also dollar CAD to be potentially bullish, currently on a pullback. So that being said, on gold we can see that from the daily the market on gold is just mirror of DXY, and with that gold is currently showing that bearish market structure. This was a trade that was open a couple of minutes ago on gold, and that has completely broken below here in that area on XAUUSD, and that is showing that the market potentially be remaining bearish in that area. And that's why we can see the market is showing possible further downside here on XAUUSD. From the 4-hour as well, you can see it's pushing back below. From the daily, the market has just crossed that low. We had, as I mentioned earlier, a trade open previously on gold that was successfully closed in around 40 pip profit. Now at the moment the market is crossing this daily low here. Today's high is here. So if we look at the high and low, there are a couple of lows and high that we can look at, especially when you look at the market in a downtrend and the price has crossed that high. We see that rejection happen in this market. Now currently we can see that lower time frame from the 5 minutes here, the market creating series of lower high, which is showing that bearish move in this market. That's being said, currently it's in a sharp downtrend. If you look at the 5 minutes, you can see that this is where there is a 5 minutes crossover, and also 30 minutes the market is showing that downtrend. As the news has been published, any bounce back to the upside here in this market, this is the 30 minutes high, where also the 30 minutes 10 EMA. And if we look at the 5 minutes, the market is, if the price is going back to hit any of this level, we can look for selling in this market. If we look at the 1 minute chart, there is, you can see that the market also made significant drop and expecting it to push back here to this key level and then to potentially return again back to the downside. We see that pullback from this daily support level, right? So that pullback could lead that price again to drop back below, cross that high, and you can see that it's now going back to the resistance line. So looking at this time frame, where you can see the market is going up for another rejection to the upside here. Pretty sharp bounce back to the upside on gold currently. I think it's pushing back to the upside for a liquidity grab here in this market. And if we look at the 5 minutes and the lower time frame, expecting the market to trend back down here, the possibility to reject back again below is higher. And what we could see here, the market to possibly push back here for another retest and then it return again to the direction of the trend, because the major trend here is up, and this is the 1 minute move that you can see. And the price in a significant level here. It here got rise 15 pip, 16 pip, and selling time. From 30 minutes 10 EMA, the market is getting that rejection. You might be able to sell this market, and I will be placing sell limit here. Sell stop, because we might see the break below and then continuation below. So we will be placing sell stop here for any bounce. As the market bounce, we could see the price to break below here in that level. So sell stop, that means the market touch that and continue to drop, not sell limit, sell stop. $3335.88, stop loss at 3340.25, TP target at 3328.12 with very tight risk. Placing that sell stop. Potentially the market to break below here. So placing sell stop at 3336.41 and putting a stop loss only 39 pip to 40 pip, stop loss at 3340.25 and TP target here at 3328.12. So if the market breaks below here, that we will be entering into the trade and expecting it to continue to trend. If the market goes up here, we expect it to return back. But if continue to go up, then we are not on the trade, as we will be taking this trade conditionally if the price breaks below this level. There is the move back to the upside here, and there is a rejection back to the upside from the 4 hour. Again, the price is going to that 4 hour resistance line again. And if this market continue to go up, we might see going up again and then to break below. So placing the sell stop here. If the price goes back up to break this 4-hour high, we might see further continuation and the return. The moment we can see that the price has got the rejection and we are not entering against the trend until the price prepared for the move in that market. I hope that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every single day. Now, what you can see here in this area, this is a bullish move currently, and we place the sell stop here, but the market is pushing back to the upside. Are we going to go long? For me, no, because if we look at the daily here, we can see that this is the daily support. The market may go back up to the daily high and then could drop back down. So the levels that we have drawn here, there's one here. Now it's crossed that 4-hour resistance. It is still can go back up to the daily high here, which is very important to look at. For our level again, we can see the market is on this intraday resistance line, crossing that high. If this market pushing back with the news, now why did gold suddenly pumped? Why did gold suddenly has broken back to the upside here? Let's understand that. This move on gold that you can see is very unusual now at the moment, right? And what is the logic or strategy behind this move here that you can see on gold? Is this the fundamental factor contributing? If the fundamental factor contributing with this gold move, there is another news coming. Also, there has to be some kind of component in it. Now, any kind of data that is not supportive to DXY, that means against the DXY or negative to DXY, you see the push the gold back to the upside here. Why? Let's understand that. That's the inflation, right? When DXY getting weaker, gold goes up. Do you guys understand that? Now here you can see from this level, the price again pushing back down. And if this move is a fake move, we can expect the market to trend back below again to the major direction here. This 15-minute candle that we can see closing, it's a sharply, there is a very stronger breakout from this level, but as the long-term trend is down, we can expect it to come back below again to the downside here. I still think that gold will revert back again, and that's why I'm placing the pending order here for this potential move back below. Once we see the market is showing up here, that move. Here's the move here that you can see locally pushing back to the upside here. And with this move here, the market is trying to break that high and then to return back again to the support level. With this drop here, the market is potentially crossing that high and then returning back again to this support level. This is the 5-minute chart that you can see the market has reached that key level and then to revert again back to this support level. Here's the move here on Xauusd, and that move we can see the price is approaching that level. There is rejection from the high in this lower time frame. There's a double top formation. 1 hour candle closing in a few minutes. We could see the market to trend. What you can expect here that the market to again possibly to retest the high and then to return back again to the support level. There's the market currently in a very key level, important resistance line. There's a doji formation here, and that doji, the market to possibly come back below here in that direction, and that's what we're looking to see for the price to show up. We see this resistance line, there's a double top, expecting the market to possibly to retest and then to return again below this level here to create a new lower low in this market. If we see that lower time frame price action has cross this high here for another wave of bounce, we can look for selling once the price action confirms here. We place the pending order here, it's still there, the market now consolidating here. For us to enter another move, as if the price goes up here, then we might adjust our pending order for moving it to little higher, so that we have a better entry before the market moves. This is the doji here from the 1 hour, and what I think that this 1 hour doji might be breaking to the upside and crossing that high before it drop back again. And today's high is here. As the market rejected back, we might see the price to retest again, potentially to the daily high. And if the price goes up to the daily high, we might see it to go back up here and then to return back below. If that's the price action is been created, potentially I will be waiting for a new pending order here in that area. Let's first wait to see how the market is possibly maintaining here market structure. Use one for me, your dollar yen. Welcome. So what kind of market structure it is creating at the moment on the lower time frame, that you can see it's consolidating here, and from this level it could break below or could drop back again to the upside, bounce back again to the upside here. As there is coming up 1 hour candle close in the upcoming session. Where you can see the market creating a triangular pattern here, that is breaking below from this triangle. It's trying to break below here, and that break from the triangle is basically coming back potentially to test that level. And as the market structure is currently turning to bearish again, the pending order here will be still there. We might see what I think the price to go back to this daily high. So this is the daily high here. If the price is going to the daily high, we could see that significantly the market to come back here again to this daily low. So today's high is here. This is the session's high. As you can see, 1 hour candle closing as a long wick doji. but as back to back 2 daily bearish candle has formed in this lower time frame, it's not a good idea to go long at the moment, as 4 hour as well showing strongly bearish market structure. So trading with the trend is the most important part as a trader. Here is the breakout structure. As you can see, with the 1 hour close, the market may locally could still remain be upside here, that you can see slowly pushing that price back to the upside. There is the move on Xauusd on the 1 minute and 5 minute chart. We may see here a local upside move. And I am keeping the price action completely aligning with the 1 minute and 15 minutes chart. That move that we can see possibly breaking back to the upside to this important daily and 4 hour time frame. Expecting this market to continue to rise here, and that is where you could find potential rejection from the high. Here is a move. After cross of this high, the price is slowly trying to back below here. It's approaching to the daily high, and upon cross of this daily high here, so 1 hour candle closing, if you look at here, it is a long wick doji. And when we are looking at 1 hour, this is 1 hour market structure, right? And in this time frame, if you look at the 1 hour price action, the trend that we can see is bearish. And in the 1 minute or the lower time frame, we see that bullish. So what kind of movement we can expect in this market? As long term, that means that higher time frame trend is bearish, lower time frame time is bullish. Ultimately, the market to play out to be potentially bearish. So for us to find the entry in the lower time frame, if you look at, again going back to the 1 minute chart, that is where we are looking at for a possible entry. The candle closed on the 1 hour. If you look at here, you can see just closed here on the 1 hour, and upon close the market has tested the low. Now it's trying to push back again to the upside. Now if it failed to go higher high, most likely you'll see the market ultimately come back here to this support level. And this is the 1 hour move that you can see going to the daily high. And that's what we're looking at. The market is crossing the daily high, and which is one single bigger move to the upside to that daily high. Let's delete those lines. I'm deleting the pending order. The pending order that we placed became expired. And would like to wait for the new market structure that you could potentially see the price to cross this current daily high. The price is approaching the daily high, and most likely you will see the market to test that level. And also this is the 4 hour resistance line where there is a 4 hour 20 EMA, and that level is where the potential next possible entry is. The market crosses 3348.70. It's gonna be today's high. And with this move, this is the bull flag bouncing back to this high. Could be an opportunity to sell back to this today's low 3345. So that's where looking to see that the market to retest and then to return back again to the downside. Now here is the market structure that you can see. Slowly trying to push that price back to the upside here. Showing a possible upturn back to the upside here. Here's the head and shoulder that you can see, and in this head and shoulder the market slowly now trying to break below from this 1 hour resistance line, and the 5 minutes candlestick pattern cross that high. That's a possibly rejection back below. I'm looking at the 1 minute and the 15 minutes price action here in this market. Possibly we can find an entry, but we need to look for possible longer rejection rather than short-term move and then going back again. If you look at the 4 hour here, the price has tested the 10 EMA and forming a potentially a doji. As the market has got that rejection, the best entry will be for us to see if the market going to go to test the daily high, because there is a bearish move at the moment. From here, buying will not be a good idea. But if the market goes up to that level that we are expecting in this area, selling could be a good idea. How the market is reacting to that level is an important point that we need to look at. I hope that you guys are understanding that point, where we are looking at potential trading opportunity from an important key level, key area where there is a high probability trade setup. We see there is a bounce here. That bounce is still pushing back that market to the upside to this key level. You see, currently in the lower time frame, we see that there is a sideways movement, and that sideways movement that you can see is where we are looking for entry. Here's the move with a big head and left shoulder and right shoulder, consolidation pattern, and this market is still possible that the market will go back to that daily high before it continue to drop again to the support level. See that rejection and long wick doji formation here in that area. Here's the move from the support level, pushing back to the upside to that key level. It's a very slower movement, as there is a coming up in just a matter of 40 minutes to 50 minutes another high impact news. If you look at, guys, you can see there is a coming up which is that you need to look at very important news in just a matter of 40 minutes. Two of them, UOM consumer sentiment as well as inflation expectation. And and also Trump will speak, that's where the market might take a new turn here. So for that news coming up, we see some consolidation for a possible breakout or breakdown. Now, before the news, we still could see bigger move. But with the news, it might just go back again to its original position with another spike. Therefore, if we look at this market here, you can see that this is where head and shoulder. Okay, so with this head and shoulder, the market may break and then return back again to the daily high. If you look at the daily high, is here, which is the important daily resistance line, and that daily resistance line that you can see potentially could go back and retest, and then to return. 48 minutes remaining for this candle, and this candle is where the news is, right? 4-hour news coming with this candle, and that is what we are looking at, where there's a 5 minutes bearish engulfer, and 10 and 20 MA crossed over on the lower time frame again. There's the move back to the upside potentially. From this support level is trying to push back again to that key level, and that's what we're looking to see, the market to go back to the key level and then to return again back below here. That's where you can see the market is forming that head, left shoulder and the right shoulder, and that head and shoulder could give that market to trend back down here. It's a slower movement currently, and the price is in a consolidation. From there we can expect a break of this consolidation. Why sell stop at that point? It's a USD. Okay, the sell stop at that point is because if the market breaks this structure, then we could see the market to trend again back below this level. We close that pending order. The reason behind the pending order, let's understand it, because the trading is mostly about education, right? Because copying a signal from me or seeing that how I am trading, you learn 50%. The rest of the 50% that you need to learn by trading yourself. And this is the goal, right? Everyone wants to become an independent trader. Everyone wants to be an independent. That's what here that my goal, academic goal, is to help the traders to become an independent trader. Do you want to become an independent trader or you want to become a dependent trader? Share your thought and in the live chat. If you want to be an independent trader, then I would say that focus on fully in learning, because when you are learning, you are growing as a trader. How do you learn? This is also important question, right? Because the trading education is not available for learning. Very rare you will find that trading education is because of the nature of the industry, right? Trading is freedom. Because when you are winning, someone is losing. This is what it is. Very difficult to find the right education. If you are looking at, if you are opening a coffee shop, when you are winning, someone else still losing but may not be losing that much, right? Because those who drinks coffee, they might drink 2 cups of coffee in each day, and you are getting one of them to sell to them. But when you are trading, there is always a buyer with a seller, and that's why it is so important that to be a better trader, you always focus on becoming better each day, improving your strategy, doing back testing. Watching the live session is the best way that you can improve your trading, because there is a lot here we discuss in that video. What will be the gold support? It's an important question. As the news coming, gold support for buying, it's a falling market at the moment. Could be week's low. This is the week's low, and today is the last day of trading week. As the market has dropped that far, we could see that further rejection back below. There is a huge imbalance here. This long wick pin bar is a complete imbalance because the price has completely rejected from the top. That could lead the price back below here to this support. This could be the support for gold. As it is trending, it could still be continuing to trend here, and you can see the market is showing that pattern. Downtrending move with this head and shoulder, and this is what we can see. The price is showing that pattern, dropping that back below in that area. So if you look at the 1 hour and the 5 minutes price action, that you can see with this long bearish rejection. This is a bear market, as I mentioned earlier, guys. It's still keep pushing down. And that's where you can see the market slowly building that pressure back below. Gold, yeah, we are looking at gold here, and it again got that rejection. It grabbed that massive amount of liquidity here and then returned back below to this level. This is the 15 minutes resistance here on gold, and that 15 minutes resistance is currently, the price is completely broken below here, and because there is a liquidity gap here, it created a new level. So if you combine again the 5 minutes 15 minutes and 1 minute. This is another resistance line that you can see the market completely has broken back below. With the current session's high, if we look at this market here, as completely has broken back below. It's a sharp drop. 15, 16 pip, 80 are here. From here with 27 to 28 pip stop loss, I'm going to looking for a sell trade. With a stop loss above this high. There is a sharp drop here, very fast drop, but we see the rejection. That being rejection, expecting the market to trend back below this level here, and keeping the stop loss above this high, putting a sell position. I'm looking at buy market as this is a sharply falling market. I'm selling from this level, stop loss above this high, TP target in that area, TP target at 33, stop loss at 3343.56 with proper risk management, of course. I know that it's a quick trade, but that's what we need to do, the risk management. Place the sell entry here with as the market has grabbed the liquidity here, expecting now to trend back below this daily low. So this is the daily low here today, as is at 3332.30, and exactly at that level the TP target to the daily low. And I'm short on gold now. Here we have place nearly to 50 pips stop losses. The market volatility is higher. To target to this level, we can extend even the target 61 pip to 62 pip target here, profit target. And I think if the market managed to drop completely back below here, should be able to see that drop, unless again there is a liquidity grab. As 30 minutes time there is news coming, would like to solve this trade before the news published here. Now is potentially be 5 minutes price action that you can see. It's a candle close on the 5 minutes, which is possibly forming a long wick doji that expecting, and that long wick doji could lead that price back below here. Wanting to see the market to trend down here in the major direction of the trend. That's the main goal here, is to see the market to drop back below to this long-term support level. And if you look at here, you can see there is a 5 minutes candle closed, and let's try to catch this potential 50 to 60 pip move back below. Are you guys with me? So we are on the trade here. and that is what looking for that entry in this market. This is what our goal here is, to find the trade, to see the possibility in this market. And here is the lower time frame price action that you can see on the lower time frame from the 1 minute. After cross of this high, it's grabbing the liquidity and breaking back below, and that's what we are looking at in this market. If you guys are enjoying the live session, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. When will be the DXY news come? This is what's happening. DXY, the news that have been published is DXY. Guys, if you haven't liked this stream, I would appreciate if you are enjoying the session, make sure you don't miss out to like this stream and say yes in the live chat if you are running the trade or if you are enjoying the session, because when you say something, you chat here on the live chat, you stay active. Also the stream shows to more people, that's helpful, so make sure you do that, as it will help you to progress in your learning as a trader. Let's keep this trade running for hitting that potential TP for at least 50 to 60 pip. The previous one that we have opened in the community in the premium was secured profitably. This one as well, expecting to drop back down as the market has tested that high, which is currently potentially to trend back down. It may go for another liquidity grab, but I'm not going to close the trade on the halfway, as it's important for us to see that this trade we are letting it running at least to a certain peak that we can enjoy this profit to at least 40 to 50 peak move on this trade here. And there is if you look at here, you can see there is a liquidity gap in the past, and you see the market it's forming a 1 minute rejection here, and if it is creating that 1 minute rejection, which is bearish price action, to see the next one to come back below here. The market structure showing potential bearish that we are expecting to cross that low, test the low and directly hit the daily low. That's what I'm waiting to see, this market to show up that potential drop here and to come back below to create a new lower low in this market. There's a doji formation here in this area. Okay, so 1 minute, again the market structure trying to break to the upside and expecting it to trend down here to the major direction of the trend. Everyone's entry could be different here, but I'm looking to see the market to trend and continue to drop to that support level. Now, if the market reject from this high here, could bring that price back below. If we look at the 5 minutes here, it's trying to trend here again back to the upside. 30 minutes closed, quite a few long week candle. It's a very interesting price action. And so this is an overextension to the upside, and that overextension, that if we see the market rejected back again below from that overextension that you can see, and that's what I'm expecting the market to drop back below to this daily low here. And we are on the trade and running in profit, and that's what expecting to give us that that potential drop back below to for a possible TP hit for another move on gold. And if the market break below here, it may straight go back to this, hit that daily support, that means the daily low, and that's where our TP is. Are you guys understand? So TP is at 3332.30. that's my TP here on gold, and expecting it to revert again back below here. Rejecting down here in that market. We see that there is a liquidity gap on the 5 minutes again, and breaking below to that level where there is a liquidity gap, and the market is showing that pattern, expecting to secure another profitable trade after the previous one on gold. We still see that downtrending market structure here, and one more rejection back below is needed for us to see the market finally has broken back below to this support level. I'm still running in and expecting it to come back to hit that daily low here, and that hit could give us that potential profit target hit, or nearly to the profit target to the daily low here. And 15 minutes price action that you can see, this is a longer candle, expecting it to come back below to create a new lower low. From the 1 minute again, we can see there is a bearish price action expecting, and it's showing that pattern here. Now, trading from an important area is important to see that the price has given that pattern that we are looking at, which is very important to look at when you are trading, especially when you see that this kind of market structure where the multiple times the price grab liquidity and prepared for a potential move in one direction. Here is the, if you look at here, it's you can see there is a liquidity gap here again, is forming that series of lower high here, and that lower high that you can see on gold is currently you see this kind of rejection. This is the main move here that we have taken for this drop in that market. We always need to look for a breakover structure, right? So how do you understand the breakover structure? Also sometimes important, right? It's also important to observe the market all the time. Observation is key. When you observe the market, you started to see the patterns that no one or others cannot see, and that's very important as a trader, is to keep a keen observation, understanding the market structure, and then trading with the trend. One more drop that we needed to secure. Currently we are running at nearly to 20 pip on this trade, expecting it to reject back again below here to create a new lower low in this market. This is the 5 minutes bearish engulfer here, and that's where you can see the market is currently potentially breaking that low here, coming back below to this support level. Trying to here go for another liquidity grab. Come on. Going for another liquidity gap or breaking below here. I'm still holding it for a new lower low to be created in this market. Okay, so you can see the market is breaking below, and that's what we're waiting to see the market to trend here to create a new lower low, and I'm still holding it. We are expecting this trade to directly come back here to that support level. I'm not closing it manually yet, but if needed we can do that. This is the second trade of this here in NY session. So that drop, once the market managed to drop back below here, there's a daily low coming, and the price to potentially cross that daily low that I'm expecting, the price to break that support and then to retest that low and then cross back below before it potentially bounce or continue to drop. And there is a long doji after the 15 minutes bearish candle. This is a potential bearish price action here. So therefore it's expecting the market to remain bearish here. Which is series of lower high, multiple liquidity gap, expecting to break that support and coming back to this level, or even potentially drop further back below. There is a news coming and we need to manage this trade very early. Let's see that what is the possibility for dropping further, because it's running in good profit, and as the news is coming, we don't want to ruin those peep. First let it drop back below here, and then we will be able to see either we will be still running in or we will be waiting for taking the profit. It's still coming down here, so we are still holding it. We still have 20 minutes to go for the next news here, and that drop that you can see in this market, as there was a stronger liquidity gap here, we can expect the market to, so it has broken that support here, and because it has broken that support, it's almost nearly to 34 pip move that we can see in this market, and that move that we can expect for the price to potentially come back below here. Okay, it's penetrated below. Now from this, let's wait to see further drop possible. Yes, I'm looking at to see one more rejection back below and then to take the profit as soon as possible. Okay, so it's coming below here. I'm going to take profit very soon, probably with this 1 minute candle. I'm going to take the profit right now before it have a bounce back up again. Okay, so it might drop below further as news is coming. I'm taking this trade, secure that profit with to around 29 pip on this one. And as the market is here is trending, we are coming up another high impact news that you guys can see in a couple of minutes. So with this news, we can expect further trading opportunities. Friday is very important. Using the Friday and Monday are the best day for entering the position and taking the profit, as these 2 days are quite important, as in those days the market remain pretty volatile. That being said, I believe guys you are enjoying this live session, and as we are on this session, news coming in 15 minutes, we will be looking for the data to see how it may appear with the preliminary UOM consumer sentiment and inflation expectation. Once we see the market has shown that pattern, we are looking for potential entry opportunity very soon in this market. So again, we see there is a pretty stronger move that we have seen in this market. If you look at here, you can see that lower time frame here, it's consolidating, and from that consolidation we might see the market to again break that low and coming back here. And at the moment we can see the price is in that area. We have seen there is a sharp liquidity gap and is still showing that downtrend, and in the downtrend I'm looking to see further entry as soon as we see that the market is showing that pattern. And if you look at the 15 minutes here, you can see the candle closed. Still in this panel here we have secured the trade. The 15 minutes price action that you can see from 10 and 20 crossed over, which is pretty bearish pattern that you can see in that area. The price will retest 3346. 3346. I think, you know, the market is sharply bearish, and because it's a very highly bearish, we see there is a break to the upside, grab the liquidity, and the market is trending. It's in a strong downtrend, and the market potentially break the low is higher than going back to the upside, guys. If you look at the daily, you can see this is the daily market where there is a daily resistance here. There is a crossover of 10 and 20 MA is coming up with this candle, and if this daily candle, which is, we could potentially see that the breaking this support here in that market, we most likely will see the price to completely break that low here to create a new lower low in this market. And with that being said here, with this 4-hour bearish candle, as you can see, it's completely has broken that low. We might see the market to trend and come back here in that level. So that being said, if you look at the lower time frame here with back to back to lower time frame doji, we could see the market to trend and continue to drop back below here. Looking at that here on our TF signal, you can see this is the signal that generated in our automatic AI tool. This is my best strategy, and the market in fact has respected that trade. This is what I was talking about also early. This is the entry of that trade here, if we look at, and there was a liquidity gap, but there is a stop loss gap here. So when you look at that, you know, some of the trade that it has generated, which definitely something that we can look at when especially we're doing the proper risk management, which is very important to look at. And so basically it's a strategy. I'm using it, and also it's currently showing as a signal based on the pattern. But all the trade that I wouldn't recommend to take all of them. Take those that will be explained later in Zoom class. So tomorrow there will be Zoom on this one, in the premium Zoom in the community. If you guys are here, then join there, join the Zoom class where I'll be explaining exactly how to use this tool and what are the, in fact, the strategy behind. And such as this trade, this is a very important trade. You can see if you look at this one here, that's a massive drop from that zone. So if you enter this one with you know, I would recommend to, when you are using this tool, at least to 3-to-1 or 5-to-1 to keep. Now with 1.58 TR, if you look at the stop loss with 3-to-1, 3-to-1 or 5-to-1 is important to look at. And so some other trades, this one, if you using the 5 minutes time frame, this all of these 3 sell trade should be winner here, or even 2-to-1 will be a very good entry as well. Here you can see there is another one massive drop from that level. This buy trade did not work out. It's because of the most likely the false breakdown here, and quite a few entry looks very good. So especially when you are using this tool, make sure you wait for the candle close, because that signal will be generated with the candle close, and then to enter based on the risk management. Risk management is key. There will be more explanation and demonstration of this strategy tomorrow in London session time in the premium Zoom class, where I will be teaching this strategy, how you can also manually look at those trade, and also the trading tool will show you the same trade that you can see on manually, just to give you some better understanding, especially this is a very good trade in that this is what I have also traded in our previous session here. And when the trade is being generated, the only thing that you need to make sure is cross check with the strategy to show you that this is what you need to enter. We have 10 minutes to go for the news to come up, and we can see the market is trending in that direction that we have expected. It's still showing that, and most likely the price to break that daily low that you can see. And there's a 4-hour candle close coming, you can see. And with this 4-hour resistance test on the 10 EMA on Xauusd, we most likely would see the price to break that low here to create a new lower low in this market. This is the 1-hour price action where the price has crossed this high, and then to break that low here to create a new lower low in this market. $15 minutes price action here. You guys can see that after cross of this high, it's a complete breakdown from the trend. As the major trend is down, the market is melting in the major direction of the trend. We have 10 minutes to go for the market to show up another potential spike with the news. And I'm looking at 4-hour again. You can see after this doji, it tested twice this resistance line, and now it's breaking that low potentially to cross this low to create a new lower low. That lower low may bring the price back to this support level here, to this liquidity zone where there is a previous resistance turn support here in this market. So there's the massive fair value gap. So if you look at, I'm looking at the 4-hour chart here again, and you can see that there's a massive fair value gap in that area, and that fair value gap could be the market is coming down here to hit that level, and then if there is a sharp drop, it might in one go drop down here to this fair value gap before it bounce back to the upside. And it's Friday, as I mentioned, guys. It's a weekend, and it's a very great time to trade as well. I love to trade over the weekend, as we have plenty of time to invest on this one. You can see it's a very nice market to trade, especially gold, and we trade also the dollar yen. Dollar yen, you can see there is a liquidity grab and the rejection again in this market. It crossed that high and then completely rejected back below with a stronger liquidity grab. So dollar yen, if you look at, this is a buy trade, pretty good one. This one also sell trade, worked out very well. So I'll also move back to the upside. You may not find a lot of trade, but those you find, make sure that you always use the risk management to when you are trading. So with that dollar yen, that you can see there is a liquidity grab here, cross this high with this red bearish engulfer. It's on a sideways move on dollar yen. There is a sell signal here on 30 minutes. So that's this sell signal is basically a stronger move back to the upside with a strong one momentum. And if you look at here, this sell signal, you can see that this is a pretty sharp drop, and we can see the market drop here and move back again to the upside. The overall trend could remain bearish here, and we might see the price to come back to this support level. Going to the gold after the dollar yen, that as we have seen, there is only 5 minutes remaining for the market to possibly to drop or to bounce back to the upside. The market has just extended to the daily low. So this is today's low here. And with this daily low, the price may possibly come back here to cross this low here to create a new lower low in this market. See the pullback here in this market at the moment, and with this pullback, the market is in a pullback and pretty sharp drop again. We see that with another pullback to the upside in this market. We can see the price is moving again to the upside here. And we are having 3 minutes to go for the news, and I'm waiting to see another potential spike. And if this market again overextending back to the upside here, we can look for possible sell entry again, as with a 4-hour close we could see the market to cross and then to reject back again. Now we have 1 minute to go for the news to come up, and because this is a sharply falling market, and you see it's pushed back to the upside again from our this is where we had a profit target near. We have closed the trade as there is a news, and this move currently with the upcoming news, expecting it to again to have another rejection in that market. With this drop here, with a liquidity grab in that area, this is a pretty long wick candle here in that area, and So what do we see on the information here? 58.6, less than, way less than the forecast, and both of them are pretty down here, and that might show that gold to bounce again a little bit to the upside. And this is 1 hour candle. That's a pretty long bear candle from the high to the low on a single day. And from this support level, expecting that gold to possibly, what I think, to retest here again back to the upside, and that might be an important retest of this daily high. The market on the tested the daily low. If we look at here, it didn't test the daily high. So because there is a data also showing some possibly weakness on DXY, let's see that how it has impacted the DXY. You can see it's showing that bearish pattern that on DXY, which also 4 hour crossed at previous session's candle and closing as a potentially a bearish engulfer here. This 4 hour candle on DXY is bear candle, and there is a liquidity gap here that you can see on DXY. And if we look at our TF signal, here is a sell signal on DXY. So that's bearish price action here on DXY. Cross that high is showing that possible further downside. So that could be a mirror effect on on Xauusd, as this is the 4 hour support and also the daily support. What I think now, the market may potentially test the daily high and then to return back again to the support level. So this session, as this last day of trading week, from the weekly as well, we have seen the market tested the low. I'm looking forward to see that gold again going for another retest and then to returning back again to the support level. And that being said, looking forward to trade the next session with more opportunity. I hope that you enjoyed this session. We secured a trade, and now what I think we might see another potential retest and then to return. Depending on how the market structure is creating, we can look for entry. As the 5 minutes here, there is a multiple liquidity gap on the 5 minutes. The 5 minutes price action showing that pretty bearish in this market. So we might be able to find a trade based on 5 minutes crossing any of this high and then getting the rejection back below. There is a trend line here that on gold we can see, and with this trend line, and this is an important level of resistance line on gold, expecting the market to go ahead, retest and then reject back again. So looking forward to find further entry opportunity in the upcoming session as Friday. Guys, I hope that you enjoyed this session. We'll have another session coming every day during the weekdays, Monday to Friday twice, and also over the weekend coming up premium classes on the academy. If you guys are here, make sure you stay connected for the classes, the strategy that I am teaching, so that you guys can find those trade that showing with the tool, as well as also you can trade yourself the same strategy when you see the trade in the market. Thanks for that, and I'll see you again very soon trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy.